Welcome to my channel. Today's video is a bit special as we are going to discuss the topic of manifestations and how one can use manifestation to build a desired life. Our guest for today is Mrs. Lippi Parida. She is an accomplished painter, sculptor, photographer, and flute player. She is also a poet and author. Her paintings have decorated the walls of Rashtrapati Bhavan. She has played flute at various cultural festivals. I met Mrs. Parida at a book launch, and she was one of the guests of honors. And one thing in her speech that struck me was the words were, "The universe is your genie," and she spoke about the topic of manifestations. And that interested me, and I requested Mrs. Parida to be a guest on my channel, and I asked her to discuss the topic of how one can manifest their desired life. So, welcome, Mrs. Parida. Welcome to my channel.
Thank you so much, Sejal. It's an honor to being on your show. I'm absolutely delighted and thrilled to be discussing this very exciting topic today.
So, we'll begin with a few of the questions. So, Mrs. Parida, what inspired you to get into the field of arts? What was your inspiration?
So, Sejal, since my childhood, I had been using the walls of my parents' home as my canvas, and then gradually, as I grew up, we had these history classes, maybe in the third or the fourth standard, where we were studying about Mohenjo-daro and Harappa, and I was quite excited with with the ancient history of India. And very soon I was, sketching away the, the dancing girl of Mohenjo-daro and the man from Harappa. And my study room was filled with paintings of Mohenjo-daro and Harappa. And so that was the point when I think art became an enveloping passion for me. And I wanted to improve myself, and art had become an obsession with me. My entire world was enveloped by it, and that is, I think, when the artist in me actually took over. I think that's the point.
That's great. That's beautiful. So you've written 2 books, Aja's House, and subsequently received Women's Achievers Award for If the Blue Lotus Sings. Can you tell us something about your books and what inspired you to write them?
So, Sejal, I would like to tell you that I was not really into serious writing, and then I lost my maternal grandfather. And then that took me on a journey. I wanted to sort of write about his home and about him. My grandfather was a Raja, he was a rich zamindar. And his house was, quite a fabulous place. It was something like the Count of Monte Cristo. It was about his fabulous wealth and, my life in his beautiful home in Jeripada. That is the place where my grandfather had his amazing home. And I wanted all my friends to read about this fabulous place that was my grandfather's house, which had gold coins drying in the sun, and monkeys prancing around, and sobbing ghosts. And it was quite a miraculous place, where, we had these dancing gods and goddesses and fireworks all around. And, it was quite a wondrous world. And I wanted to share this wondrous world with all my friends. And so it was, basically with a thought of sharing life with my grandfather that I wrote Aja's House. And then my next novel, If the Blue Lotus Sings, which was subsequently made into a dance drama as well, was based on the 2015 Nabakalebara of Orissa, which is a temple ritual. It's a one-of-a-kind temple ritual in the whole world. And it was a very controversial one, which created a lot of social unrest in the state of Odisha. And when I wrote this book, my husband was the chief secretary of Pondicherry, and we had these beautiful blue lilies blooming in the lily pool in our garden. And when I saw the blue lilies every morning, my thoughts went to the blue god, Jagannath of Puri, who is supposed to be Krishna himself. And then I thought of writing about this controversial ritual that had taken place in 2015. And so it was a meeting of the 12th century and the 21st century. And it was about the corruption in the temple culture of Jagannath Puri. And it did bring me a Women's Achiever Award. And it was highly appreciated, Sejal.
Both books seem like very interesting reads, and I would recommend my readers to check those books out. And
Thank you.
Aja's house just seems so mystical, the way you've told us about that place. So I will surely check out those books, and I would advise my readers to also check that book out. So how are you liking Chandigarh? And as per you, what's the best part of living in Chandigarh?
So Sejal, I'm sure you must be aware that the BBC has voted Chandigarh as the best city in the world. So here is a city, Le Corbusier's city, a city of beautiful architecture, natural beauty, heritage, and wildlife. And I think it's got just the right blend of elegance and beauty. It's a happy city. It's a happy and a beautiful city where I think every citizen of this beautiful city is a very, very important person. It is one of the richest places in the country, where with the highest per capita, yes, per capita income. So to know that I'm actually living in the richest, not only the richest city in the whole world, I'm living in a city which is also the happiest and the most elegant, is, I think, the ultimate. It gives me the ultimate high, of it's the ultimate pleasure to live in this beautiful city. A manifestation of Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. I think it's and being an artist, living in Nation's city is also an added bonus. I'm very, very happy to be living in this beautiful city.
The lush gardens are indeed a delight. It's really joyful.
Yes.
A rose garden or any garden, as a matter of fact. It's beautiful. So the next question is, there's no next question actually. We're going to be delving into our topic for today, and that is manifestations. And we're going to discuss this with Mrs. Parida. And the topic, how one can manifest their desired life. So we're going to be starting. So, Mrs. Parida, what is the process of manifestation and why is it considered powerful and so life-changing? Could you please tell us about it?
Yeah, so Sejal, I've been so excited to be talking about this topic because I think it's so important. This topic of manifestation is so very important to all of us. So what exactly is this process of manifestation, and can we really manifest anything that we desire? Is it actually possible? That is, $1 million question, which, many people, just don't believe that they can actually manifest what they want. So, Sejal, I would like to ask you whether you have heard of Arnold Schwarzenegger, the famous Hollywood hero. Have you heard of him?
Yes.
Have you heard of him, Sejal? Yes. So Sejal, I would, to make matters more simple, I would like to talk about the life of Arnold Schwarzenegger. Arnold Schwarzenegger belonged to a very poor Austrian town. And when he was a child, he just came across this magazine with a cover of Reg Park, who was a Hollywood star and who was, a bodybuilder. And something clicked in the mind of Arnold Schwarzenegger. He said, this is what I want to become. This is who I want to become. But that was a time, Sejal, when bodybuilding was not very much in. And there was no way in which Arnold could actually build a body or sort of become a mega star. But this is what Arnold decided. He just decided that he wanted to become a mega star and a bodybuilder. So he kept it very close to his heart, and he told everyone, "This is what I want to become." So everyone was laughing at him. And since his parents were poor, his father wanted him to get into the military to become a police officer. So when he turned 18, his father forced him to join the military. And Arnold was quite sad about it. He did not have any option, he just had to join the military. And every day there would be 8 hours of practice. And the morning 5 a.m. runs. So every day after 8 hours of practice, when all his friends were totally fagged out and tired at the end of the day, there would be Arnold running, building his body for 3 more hours. And in the morning, there would be the 5 a.m. run, and Arnold would be getting up in the morning to do his chin-ups and his push-ups. And here, everyone else around him was sort of making fun of him. They said, "What exactly are you doing? You seem so foolish." So Arnold just shut them off. And then one day he got a call from for the young Mr. Europe competition that was happening, and he took the overnight train journey, and he landed there, and he he made the most of the moment, and the audience was applauding him, and he won the tournament, and he won the competition. And so that was basically Arnold, the belief that he had in himself for such a long time that actually worked. He actually became Mr. Europe, and he kept on becoming Mr. Europe for 6 times in a row. And from there, he went on to become a mega star in Hollywood. And not only that, he became a 2 times governor of California. And it seems amazing, this poor guy from Austria who had nothing at his disposal, had just had this faith and belief in himself. So the first thing for anything to manifest, I must tell you that this world is a living macrosm. This universe around us, it is actually living. It is listening to what we are telling it. So when we affirm that this is what I want to do, it's listening, it's paying attention. But then, just like in the human world, we need to give it a blueprint. You know what a blueprint is? You know what the architects prepare? You have to just chalk out, this is where the bedroom is going to be, and this is where the bathroom is going to be. These are the doors. So you have to have a very detailed way of sort of, putting it across to the universe. So basically, you must follow it up with a plan. You must put in effort. You must plan it out. How is it that you're going to manifest what you have decided on? And thirdly, you must be in love with that process. Whatever, like Arnold, although he was, he had to do such tough work, he was enjoying every minute of it because he knew it would propel him to greatness. And so I think it's very important that we enjoy what we do. And also small wins matter, small victories. They are sort of encouragements on the way, and they would sort of help in the manifestation process. So, Sejal, I would like to tell you that this universe is a genie. It's like they say in the Bible, ask and it shall be given. So, many of us think that, this is some mythical thing. We don't take it seriously. But this is what all our ancient texts have told us. You have to ask the universe for something and it will be given to you.
There's also a very famous saying that I read somewhere: what you seek seeks you. So I think that's somewhat,
that's right.
It's by Rumi, I guess.
Yes, that's right. So when you are sort of asking the universe for something and following it up by dedicated work, doing what it takes to manifest the process, the universe will manifest it for you. but you need to believe that, what you are asking will actually be given to you. That's very important. Arnold Schwarzenegger. And another important thing is that this vision, it never ends. It must keep on growing. So Arnold Schwarzenegger, now he's working at the after school program, the greatest after school program in the world. He's working at it. So a vision, it never ends. So let me tell you what we can visualize, we can also materialize. This is the truth of manifestation. What we can visualize, we can actually materialize. It's a thinking universe, it's a giving universe, it's a living universe, and anything that we ask for with full faith, if we can visualize it, we can have it in our hands, whether it is that much wanted job, whether it is a new love interest, whether it is a pair of Jimmy Choo shoes, the universe will give you whatever you ask it for. Unbelievable, but true.
So I think having faith in yourself and having that mindset of how I can achieve it is somewhat around that. When you say that I can't afford this, or probably this is out of my league, you're shutting your brain there. You're telling yourself no. But when you probably say that I might not be able to achieve it right now, but in the future, how do I go there? I think that I read it in a book that's called the rich mindset. So the rich mindset is not about like saying I'm going to get everything, but this is something I want. And if I get this, how do I get it? So when you make that whole plan, the chart, that will help, it results in a greater percentage of you getting that desired result, your desired life. So I think that's something around that.
Yes, that's right.
And affirming that process, that's very essential.
Yeah, that's right. There should be no place for doubt. You must not doubt the universe. You must say that what I am asking for, I have 100% faith that the universe is going to deliver this to me. So if you can visualize it, you can materialize it. But the most important thing is that you must provide the universe with a blueprint, and you must follow it up. And it doesn't happen, if you just think of something and then just say, oh, the universe is going to make it happen. No, you have to raise your vibration. You have to raise your level, your energy level to such a place, to a higher plane where, your visualization can actually work, and your energy vibration is on such a level that, it can actually materialize. If I'm visualizing something and I'm not working for it, then chances are it's not going to happen, because I'm not raising my energy level, I'm not raising my vibration level, and the universe cannot be in sync with my vibration to create what I visualize. For something to materialize, I need to raise my vibration. I need to be in sync with the universe.
So, like you've spoken about vibrations and energy. So, what is this concept of vibrations and energy? I've heard about it, that energy matters. A lot of people say, like this, I got a very good vibe from this person. So, what is this concept of vibe and energy?
Yeah. So, Sejal, you would be surprised that everything is energy. This is what quantum physics is all about. It's talking about energy. Everything around us is energy. We are energy. Our thoughts are energies. And I would like to tell you, Sejal, that, energy is like an echo. When our thoughts are very, very powerful, when we are throwing negative thoughts into the universe, chances are they are going to come back to us with increased velocity. So when I say that, oh, I think I'm going to be late today. So, the energy of the universe picks up this thought and, increases its magnitude and throws it back to us somehow. And somehow we would be caught at a red light, and somehow we would be, late to work. So basically, our energy is like an ecosystem, It's like what we throw to the energy, to the universe, comes back to us with full velocity. So when we are throwing positive things to the universe, so everything positive would be coming back to us with increased magnitude. So this is the secret of manifestation, the secret of our thought. When we give the universe the energy of a particular thought, chances are that it would return to us with increased magnitude. It would actually, become a thing. So, so all that happens in our life, we are not aware that we are actually the architects of our destiny. So every day, every single day, we are creating the circumstances around us. So whatever we think, whatever we say, whatever we do, it returns to us with increased magnitude. This is the secret of energy.
And have you used the process of manifestation in your life, and has it helped you somewhere? If you could share a personal incident.
Yeah, Sejal, I would not, it would be useless for me to be here speaking about energy and manifestations if it had not worked in my life. So I would like to tell you, Sejal, that here I was as a child. My father was in the Indian Administrative Service, and he belonged to the Orissa cadre, and we were posted in Bhubaneswar, Orissa. And in those days, Bhubaneswar was a place where you did not get canvas boards. So right, and here I was in the 4th standard. I had my room filled with art, right? And I was thinking about art, and I was, consumed by it. But, canvas boards were not available. So can you imagine, my future as an artist would have looked bleak. But I never thought of myself, I never doubted my future as an artist, because I was so consumed by the idea of becoming an artist that, I thought every night I used to dream of creating these huge works of art. And I thought, this is what I want to do. This is, I want to make the world a more beautiful place. This is what I want to do. I want to create, And I read the story of Vincent van Gogh, the famous painter. And, I was consumed by the idea of how he became an artist, although everybody around him told him that, he could not become an artist. He kept at it, he believed in it, and he became the greatest artist of the 20th century. So like Arnold Schwarzenegger was influenced by Reg Park, I was influenced by Vincent van Gogh. So I just thought, I want to be this great artist like Vincent van Gogh. And so it didn't seem a very possible thing for me, because there was homework to be done, there were classes to be attended, and there were so many things to do, and art just didn't seem like, it would be happening in my life. But as you know, Sejal, I'm a full-fledged artist, and who has received the National Make in India Award 2018, and whose works have been displayed at the Rashtrapati Bhavan, who has a world record for the fastest musical painting. I have achieved all this, and I would like to tell you that this burning desire in my mind, to be an artist, it has, I visualized it, and it has manifested in my life, and I would like to tell you that.
So I would like to also tell my audience that it's all tested and tried, and you are in safe hands, and we all are getting the right advice. So the next question is, how important is it to practice gratitude? I've heard a lot of people, and I've heard my grandmother also say, "Beta, you should be, you should practice gratitude." So is it actually important to practice gratitude and being positive? How important is it to practice gratitude?
So Sejal, every religion says be grateful. The Buddha says be grateful. But we think, oh, that's not important. What's there in gratitude? So I would like to tell you that when we are grateful for every small thing in our life, that thing actually increases in magnitude in our life. Gratitude is a quality. Say when you say, "Oh God, I thank you for that meal. Oh God, I thank you for that mobile phone." These small acts of gratitude, they thankfulness, they have the capacity to bring more to us, more abundance to us, And, when we are on our journey of visualization and manifestation of our desired lives, gratitude actually helps us in a way that, these small achievements, like Arnold Schwarzenegger became Mr. Europe 6 times, these were small milestones, right? But they were important. So gratitude brings abundance into our life. It attracts positivity into our life, and it materializes for us these very important small landmarks on our way to the greater thing that we are trying to manifest in our lives. So gratitude is something very, very positive, and it attracts abundance and goodness into our lives and keeps us encouraged on the path.
So, Mrs. Parida, if we were to put the whole process of gratitude in a step-by-step guide for our viewers, so it becomes more easy. So, how do the steps work? Like step 1, step 2, if you could just tell us about it, please.
So, Sejal, there are no steps for gratitude. So, when you are just...
I meant steps for manifestation.
Yeah, so you said gratitude, so I thought it was... Yeah, so the steps for manifestation, I would tell you, it's first of all important that something should spark in your mind, something should set an idea going in your mind. And you say that this is what I want to achieve. This is what I want to be. And, this should be, something so strong, it should consume you. It should set you on fire, And because, this painter, Vincent van Gogh, he says, I dream my paintings and then I paint them. And it's the same way for me, If I can't dream my paintings, then I cannot paint them, How do you fill an empty canvas when you do not know what you're going to create on that? So it's the same way for manifestation. Something has to spark, ignite something in our mind. And then we must, sort of prepare a blueprint, for it. What are the steps in which, I can sort of manifest this particular thing? You have to sort of put your visualization into, you have to create a blueprint of your visualization. And then you must love you must work at it, and you must love what you are doing. Because unless you are in love with it, your mind and your energy would not be in alignment with your desired aim, right? And also the small successes on the way, they are to be appreciated, because they give you the encouragement to stay on to the process of manifestation. And then you would find that if you keep on to the process, after every small landmark, coming together, so many small things put together would actually bring your manifestation to life. Your dream would be in your hands.
Yes.
So it's basically a string of small successes put together that would make your dream come alive, that would make your dream come true and manifest itself.
So, Mrs. Parida, I've read in an online blog that you're also into art sculpting. Can you tell us something about your projects and how did you get started? Because it seems very interesting, the whole process of sculpting. So please, can you tell us something about it?
Sejal, I would like to tell you that art sculpting is a really, it's an amazing thing, It has the capacity to brighten your surroundings, to for you to, it's like magic art, So this is basically, polymer clay that I use. And polymer clay has now found its place to many modern museums. And, it's very much used in the 20th century. But originally it was discovered in the 60s as part of some industrial process. And the daughter of the producer actually, was tried making an elephant out of it. And that is how this art, sort of started. And I would like to tell you that I just love art sculpting, because it's an amazing way, I can gift sculpted mugs to my friends on their birthdays, and it's sort of it's very very attractive, and it's very it's sort of brings out the child in oneself, and also in brightens up people's lives around you. So you can make polymer jewelry, you can brighten up mugs with polymer sculpting, and you can create anything, whatever you wish. And I'm also into sand art, which originated in Orissa, and the famous sand artist Sudarshan Patnaik, who belongs to Orissa. He's a very famous sand sculptor. So I'm also into sand sculpting. I like to create sculpture out of sand as well. And here, coming to Chandigarh, I'm also into Nachan's style of putting scraps together, of sculpting waste materials together. So I'm into a whole lot of sculpting, Sejal, and I really love the process. It gives a lot of variety and color to my life.
That's great. It seems like a very interesting process. I would actually like to visit sometime and probably shoot another video about it. But the next question would be, okay, so I am aware that you're a part of the Asian Literary Society, and we also met at a book launch. So this question is very, very much valid. Which is one book that made a major impact on your life, or which is one book that you say that this is your go-to book, or this is one book that is it for you? So can you tell us about it?
Yeah, so Sejal, I would like to tell you that this is one of the earliest books that impacted me, and that is Jonathan Livingston Seagull by Richard Bach. I wonder whether you've read it. Have you read it? If you haven't,
I will check it out after our video today.
But you must. This is one book that you must read, and this book is it's a homily. It's a guide to people out there. It's about Jonathan, a seagull, who who sees the gulls around him. They are fighting over their food, and they're squabbling, and they're fighting just for crumbs of bread and things like that. And then he decides that he's not part of this group. He doesn't belong here, and he tries to explore flying, and gulls are not very very keen on flying. So this is one bird, who is different from his kind, and he keeps on failing, and he keeps on trying, and he keeps on flying. And then he meets Chiang, the seagull, his master, who tells him that heaven is all about perfection, and he's a one of a kind seagull who has actually understood, how important it is to, leave the mundane existence behind us, and sort of, look for our higher selves, to try and perfect ourselves, to bring meaning to our lives, that is so important. And Jonathan Livingston Stone is one such book which you must read. It's a very simply written, beautiful book that I suggest everyone should read, which asks us to give up the mundanity of life and go in the search of excellence, to try to improve ourselves, to try and achieve, something higher that we are aware of, and not pay much attention to the mundane existence that we lead.
And Mrs. Parida, do you have mentors? And if yes, can you please tell us something about your mentor?
I would like to tell you that I have many mentors, like my parents, my mother, my father, whom, of course, who have helped me so much immensely. But I would say Vincent van Gogh is my mentor in the true sense of the word, because it was his book, Lust for Life, that sort of, set alive in me the lust for painting. Here was this guy whom nobody believed in who was a failure at everything. And then he decided to sit down and paint. And in a decade of his life, he had churned out 2,100 works. And he's the greatest painter of the 20th century, and only because he believed in himself. So Vincent van Gogh is, I think, my biggest mentor. It's his belief in himself that, inspired me to believe in myself too. I think he's my greatest mentor.
As you're a native of Odisha, can you please tell us something about that place and what is your favorite memory of Odisha?
So Sejal, I would, as you know, I have written this book, Aja's House, which is about my grandfather, who was a Raja, king, a zamindar, and there was this place to which he belonged, Jaripada. It is near the famous Chilka Lake of Orissa. So my earliest memories, my most beautiful, cherished memories are of feeling the air of the lake on my face, with my cousins, playing with my cousins in the warm courtyard of my grandfather's house, cats ambling about, monkeys prancing around, and colorful men and women dancing around on the night of Bhori. I think it's a magical world which I think not many children have access to these days. And I'm sure anybody who would read Aja's House, which is all about the herons flying on the sunlit terraced fields, and the trips into the Chilka Lake, playing with the seagulls, and this unique vision of an Oriya village, that the night of Bhori, when the colorful men and women dressed in costumes and masks would be dancing with fireworks all around. I think it's a lost world, and not many people have access to worlds like that anymore. And I think those are some of my very cherished memories, Sejal.
So you made a record for making the fastest musical painting in 6 hours. And I am also aware you play flute and you also paint. So what is this concept of musical painting? That is something I've been really curious to know about. And we'd be grateful if you can tell my viewers and I about the concept, please.
So Sejal, I would like to tell you that when my husband was posted as the Chief Secretary of Pondicherry, there was this unique showroom called of musical instruments called Swaram. And Swaram had the most amazing instruments, one of its kind instruments in the whole world. And its director is, Mr. Orolio is, a sound pioneer. And some of the ancient, techniques of music in our temples, like in the one in Mahabalipuram, where when we touch pillars, they play saregama, things like that. Technology like that has been used in these musical instruments. We had this showroom in Pondicherry, and the director, Mr. Orolio, he asked me if, being an artist, I could translate the music into art. And I thought it was a beautiful proposition, and I took it as a challenge. And I created this beautiful range of musical paintings. While the instruments were playing, I was painting to them, to the flow of the instruments. And and this show that I had was a big hit all over the world, and it brought in a lot of money for Swaram, which gives a lot of occupation to the unemployed of Pondicherry. So since I started making these musical paintings, I thought, why not? Since this is something which sets me apart from other artists, I thought, I should create some kind of a record in it, which would set me sort of, give me a distinct identity. So I decided to create this huge musical painting, the fastest musical painting by one woman, ever created. And Doordarshan came to record the process. And it was quite an exciting event. I really cherish the memory. And I'm really glad that I did it.
So you are a very active participant of Art for Land fundraiser. Are you a part of other fundraisers and social initiatives?
Yeah, so Sejal, I would like to tell you that Auroville has this, have you heard of Auroville? This
I
international city, Auroville, has, I think, people from 56 or 58 countries, 58 countries living together. And, Auroville creates this land of Art for Land fundraiser to get back the land, which is on its original map. And when we were in Pondicherry, they were sort of celebrating their 50th birthday. And I had contributed my painting Monsoon Melange, and Monsoon Melange made it to the poster of the Art for Land fundraiser and brought in a lot of money for Auroville to acquire land on her 50th birthday. And I'm quite proud of that. And I would like to tell you that in Chandigarh, during the lockdown, I was working for these labor colonies of Chandigarh, and I used my paintings to raise money for these labor colonies. But other than that, I'm connected to many, many issues. For example, malnutrition, Save the Girl Child, and blood banks, HIV/AIDS, and breast cancer, and Save the Girl Child, and you just name it. I'm sort of connected to many, many issues that our society has, and I try to help in whatever way I can.
So your paintings have been displayed at the Rashtrapati Bhavan. Can you please tell us how it happened and about your paintings as well, ma'am? Those paintings, please.
So Sejal, I would like to tell you that we were having this particular exhibition of the wives of the, the wives of the officers. They were putting up an exhibition of their paintings, and there was this curator who was sort of, looking for to inaugurate his gallery, which is called Art in Steps. With the with somebody's paintings, that sort of, he was looking for somebody's painting which he could inaugurate Art in Steps corridor in the Rashtrapati Bhavan. And Art in Steps corridor is a platform to display the work of the bureaucrats and their spouses. So, and I have these paintings of Jagannathji. Jagannathji is unique to Orissa. He's Krishna, and the Jagannath cult of Orissa is very famous. So I had created these forms of Jagannathji, different forms of Jagannathji in different attires, and that sort of caught his eye. And these paintings of Jagannathji were used to inaugurate this particular corridor in the Rashtrapati Bhavan, which later on has been used to showcase the work of many bureaucrats and their spouses.
That's great, and that's really nice. So before we part today, is there any message that you would like to give to our viewers? Anything, ma'am?
So Sejal, I think sometime back, I think just last night, I think I just came across these beautiful lines, and I think that if before we go to bed, we say these lines to ourselves, I'm sure it's going to bring us an inner awareness, and it would transform our lives. So if you give me your permission, I would like to share these lines with you.
Absolutely, please go ahead.
Yeah, so these lines are from Have You Earned Your Tomorrow by Edgar Albert Guest. So here goes. Is anybody happier because you passed his way? Does anyone remember that you spoke to him today? This day is almost over, and its toiling time is through. Is there anyone to utter now a kindly word for you? Did you give a cheerful greeting to the friend who came along, or a churlish howdy? and then vanish in the throng? Were you selfish, pure and simple, as you rushed along the way? Or is someone mighty grateful for a deed you did today? Can you say tonight, in parting with the day, that's slipping fast, that you helped a single brother of the many that you passed? Is a single heart rejoicing over what you did or said? Does a man whose hopes were fading now with courage work ahead? Did you waste the day or lose it? Was it well or sorely spent? Did you leave a trail of kindness or a scar of discontent? As you close your eyes in slumber, do you think that God would say, you have earned one more tomorrow by the work you did today? And I think we owe it, we owe it to ourselves to ask ourselves this question: did I earn my today? I think that's the question we need to put ourselves, because it's so important. Each day is it's a most important part of our life. Every day lived, have we made the most of it? I think it's important to put that question to ourselves.
Introspection is extremely important, and those lines were really beautiful.
That's right, Sejal.
So thank you, ma'am. And viewers, every month we'll be having guests on our channel, like Mrs. Parida. And thank you for watching our video. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Sejal. Thank you so much.